Hey, what's up? I'm Paul Diddy Darnell, and have you ever been paid to run? Like been hired for a commercial or a TV show and been asked to do some running? Well, if you have, then you know how physically demanding it can be. And if you haven't, you're probably thinking to yourself, how hard can it be to be paid to do some running? Well, let me tell you. Let's say you get hired for a commercial.
Yes, come on in.
Hi.
Do you have a headshot?
Yes.
Do you have a resume?
Yes.
Do you have a demo reel?
Yes.
Okay, spin around. You're hired.
It's a shoe commercial, a running shoe commercial.
Oh, wait. Can you run?
And they tell you you're gonna do some running. And you're like,
Yeah, running's easy.
so you get to set.
Huh? This is all free?
And they say, for the first shot, we're gonna have you run across the street. Yeah, just from this side to the other side. And you think, oh, that's cool. Yeah, this is nice. And then they tell you, well, we want you to run across the street, but we don't want you to just jog. We would like you to, sprint and really, give a real good performance as you're just running across the street. And you think, okay, that's cool. I want to make it look good. So yeah, I'll sprint across the street. For the first setup, which is the first shot of this scene of you running across the street, is going to be a wide. You get there on the edge and they say, ready and action. And you start running. You get across the street. Whew. You feel good, you're right, all right, got it, first take down, and they say, okay, let's do that again. Okay, cool. Reset, do it again. They say, oh, we're out of focus, we need to try that one more time. Reset, do it again. They say, oh, let's have you look left and then look right as you go across the street. Okay, so you're sprinting again, look left, look right. And now that's what, take 4? Oh, let's try it different. Let's have you just look straight ahead. Okay, and you reset, do it again. And the whole time you've been sprinting across. Let's say you do about 6 or 7 or 8 takes of this.
Just give me a moment.
And they say, okay, moving on to the next shot of the next, it's still the same scene, and that's gonna be like a close-up on your feet. So then they shoot a close-up of you running, boom, boom, boom. And then they want you to try it again and hit your foot at this exact mark. And then they have you say another take, do it again, do it again, do it again. And you're just sprinting every time. Okay, got it. Whew. You're starting to feel it a little bit. And then they switch to the next shot, which is going to be behind your shoulder. So they want to see you running and see you do your looks left and do your looks right. And that's another 6 or 7 or 8 takes of that. And then they move on to the next one, which is a shot right in front of you, leading you as you're running towards the camera. Same movement, full-on sprint. You want it to look good, so you're giving it your all. Whew, got it. Okay, moving on to the next setup. But you just did about 25 plus sprints, and that's just the first scene of the day. And now you're moving on to the sidewalk, and you're going to be continuing running. You probably move to different locations. What I'm trying to say is that you're going to be doing a lot of running, and the running jobs can be so taxing because you're just doing so much running. When you see the edit at the end, you you might be a little frustrated because they'll probably only use like 3 of the shots that you shot that whole day. That was it? And you're like, man, I wish we just could have done those 3 shots and that would have been great. But typically they usually shoot a bunch, so they have a lot of footage to work with in their edit. And the same thing goes for parkour jobs. I mean, if you get hired for a parkour job, there's going to be a lot of running. Let's say they hire you to jump over a car. They want you to come in because you can make it look really nice. You're going to do some sort of speed vault or dash vault, whatever they want. You're ready, you're going to do it. But chances are you're going to have to do a lead up to that, which involves a lot of running and sprinting to get there. for this, or even on the tail end of running away after you do it. So it can be really taxing on your legs, and you just need to be prepared for that. It actually happened to me one time on one of my first major job, my first big job. I was doubling Adam Sandler on You Don't Mess With the Zohan. My nose itches. Sorry. So here I was on set on a rehearsal day, and we were practicing a stunt where I'm riding on a box truck, and there's another box truck coming towards me on a different lane, and then I transfer from this one to the other one and come off. And we were doing a bunch of different combos, like surfing this one and then jumping, landing on the windshield and coming off, or jumping, landing on the roof and coming off, and we're doing it over and over and over again. Eventually we settled on being on top of the box truck, running, jumping, landing on this one, and then running and doing a flip off the end of this one onto the ground. And it was great. But during that day, I got a call for an audition for Star Trek. And I was super excited because I was just starting my career and I was happy to have this opportunity. And I asked the coordinator on the Zohan if I could make this audition. It was on the same lot that we were in, just on the other end of the studio. He said, yeah, if you can do it during lunch and make it back, then that's great. I asked the Star Trek people if I could come during lunch. They said, yep. As soon as lunch hit, I sprinted all across the studio to the other side, went to their stage. I did do some fighting. I did terrible. I didn't get it. But after that, I ran and I sprinted back, and then I finished the rest of the day of the rehearsals because we were going to shoot the stunt the next day. I go home, go to bed, and everything. It's good. I wake up the next morning. I put my feet on the ground, step down. I go to stand up, and my leg collapses. I can barely walk. My quads are shot. They are giving out. Like, I'm a little concerned because now today is the day I have my big stunt, and I can barely walk. I get to set, I go through hair and makeup, and as I'm walking down the steps, my legs give out again and I almost fall down on the ground. And I'm thinking to myself, this is so embarrassing. I don't know how I'm going to be able to perform this stunt. Time comes.
We've been prepping for about 3 days now, trying some different flips off the end, so hopefully my legs will hold strong and we'll nail it out.
I'm on top of the box truck. I'm in my wardrobe. By the way, I have these flip-flop sandals on that I'm wearing, so my feet are also sliding over the place. So I'm worried about that. I'm worried my legs aren't gonna work because I can barely walk. But I'm up there, and they go, 3, 2, 1, action! I'm like, and the truck starts moving, and then the other one comes, and I just run, and I jump over, and I go, please, please, please make it! And I kick my legs up, I throw a gainer, and land. I'm like, oh, I did it! I did it! And I'm thinking to myself, okay, please, 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 I hope they get the shot. I hope they got the shot, that we don't have to go again. But of course, we had to go again. We ended up going again 4 more times. I was able to get through each one. I was so amazed by my body able to pull itself together, even though I could barely walk. As soon as they call action, everything would just come together, and I was able to perform the stunt. But in between, I was just like hobbling around, like it was so embarrassing. So my tip to you is to incorporate endurance training or running into your training so that you're prepared for when you do get hired for a parkour job and you have to do a bunch of running for the lead up or running for the exit, that you're ready, your legs can handle it. And when you get to your stunt, you do it, you kill it. At the time when I was training, during the Zohan movie, I was doing a bunch of one-hit wonder moves, doing a bunch of just free running tricks and just one-off movements, and I wasn't really linking them together, so my endurance was pretty low. I would just do one and take a break, and do one, take a break. And I would train, all day pretty much, but it just wasn't that consistent rate of endurance training that I needed to do. And so since then, I've changed that and tried to incorporate more so that I am prepared when a job does come, that I know that, oh man, I'm going to be doing a lot of running, so I just need to be prepared. I hope my story helps you. I hope you get hired for your parkour job and you kill it and you're ready and you got all your endurance training down and you just can run and run and run and run and run. Again, I'm Paul Diddy Darnell. Live free. Peace. Yeah, being on a swing, it just kind of makes you feel like a kid. Whoa! It wouldn't be silly. Wait, you don't have a swing in your house? Yeah, this is my house. Oh!
This is all free? I'll be right there.